Hello everyone and welcome to this new Autocad 2019 video tutorial. So today we will be generating our own template according to the guidelines provided in BS8888. You can always have a look at the document for further reference. So today we will use all the commands previously shown. We will learn new commands like rectangle, text, array, tcount. We'll generate our template and then we will go through Paperspace view, viewports and scales. So let's get started. So the first thing to do will be creating a rectangle that we can use as a reference. So I'll type in REC, which is the shortcut for the rectangle command. Press enter. Alternatively, you can also find it here. So it's asking me to specify my first corner point. So I want the origin, so I'm going to type in 0, 0, enter. I now have to specify the other corner, so I'm going to type in the coordinates. And A3 paper sheet is 420 by 297. So I've just typed in 420, 297, press enter. And now I'll zoom in. And here's our A3. So first of all, we have to generate our borders. So in order to do that, I'm going to use the offset command. Type in 10, which is going to be my offset, 10 mil. And now I'm going to select my rectangle and offset at 10 mil. Okay. So this is what we have to be careful with. According to BS8888, every margin is 10 mil apart from the left one, which is 20. So what we can do, we can select this rectangle, explode it, type in explode, enter. It has been exploded now. And now I'm just going to move this margin. I'm going to use the move command. It's going to be my base point, and I'm going to turn on my ortho mode and move this line 10 mil in this direction. Set. Now you can either select this line, type in trim, trim it, as I've shown you earlier. I'll show that again. So type in trim, right click, now just trim it. Or alternatively, you can just select it, click on the endpoint, which will automatically, left click once, will automatically activate the stretch command, and now click on this endpoint, then it will bring it together. So same result, just different means. The next thing that we need to do is create our fields. So in order to do that, I'm going to draw a line. I'm going to take the midpoint of, let's make sure that I've got my midpoint on my snaps. So this midpoint is going to be my reference for the fields. And now I'm going to draw up to there. All the way down. So we have this separation right at the middle, and according to BS8888, the fields need to have a spacing of 50 mil. So what we can do, we can use the array command. So I'm going to type in array. It's asking me what type of array, so rectangular. Now I can type in, okay, so I want columns. Let's try 4. And then space in between, 50 mil. Click away, let's see what happens. But yeah, that's correct. So I will close my array. Now when I click on it, Autocad goes back to my array. So I don't want that. So I'm going to use the explode command and explode the objects. So they become separate lines. Alternatively, you could have also used the offset command. Type in 50 and then just offset one by one like this. It's just a different way of doing it. So now we want to trim these lines. We're going to use the trim command. Right click, trim. Alternatively, there is another trick I will quickly show you. Instead of using the trim command, you can always use, what I will do first of all is select my lines, join them. So this rectangle is a single entity. And I've used the Xtrim command. You choose what side you want to trim, and it will trim everything for you. I think that was an accident from the array earlier. Okay, so we have to do the same on the sides. So we're going to draw another line, center to center, and again use an offset 50 mil. And then offset the line a couple of times in each direction. It should have made the line longer. So it's not very clever. Let's offset again, 50 mil. Now type in Xtrim, select my rectangle, and select this side. That's it, job done. I've also seen in some templates that the lines are not fully shown. I think it looks slightly better that way, so if you feel like it, you can just draw a line, say here, to another Xtrim. Well, I want to use Xtrim in this case because it's coming across with the template. I will bring my endpoint here. Now we'll use Xtrim. Select this side, so it trims the lines a little bit. Didn't trim didn't trim that one. There you go. I can delete this one. It's not necessary to do this. You can leave the lines as they are. I could have drawn them a little bit shorter in the first place, so we wouldn't have to. We could have skipped this step. So Xray, select side, done. For some reason never trims that one. I'll use an offset, 5mm. Could have done this in the first place. Extreme, this side. And now delete. So now we have our 50mm fields. The reason why we use all of this is in order to identify certain features in the drawings that you can refer to later. So we should, according to BS8888, we should identify them with letters. And so we're now going to use the text command in order to do that. So I'm going to use multiline text. It's asking me for my first corner, so I'm going to use that point, and my second corner is going to be that one. And now I'm going to type in 1. I'm going to highlight it. Make sure my justification is middle center, like that. And now click away to place it there. And now I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to create another multiline text. Say from here to here. That's going to be my first point. That's going to be my bottom point. I'm going to type in A, capitals, highlight it, and make sure that my justification is middle center. And click away. Okay, so we've got this already. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to use an array, a rectangular array. Actually, before I do this, we're going to take a dimension to check the size of this field. So that's 40. That's 50. All the fields are meant to be 50mm. However, because this margin is 20mm, this one is 10mm shorter than all of the other ones, which shouldn't be a problem in this case. Let's have a look. That one should be 50. .5. So yeah, that one is 38.5 and all of the other ones are 50. It's just the corner ones. So what we will do, we'll create another text element, multiline text, here to there. That will be number 2. Then I'll select it. Justification, middle center. I will do the same here again. First corner, this one, second corner, that one. be V capital, justification, middle center MC. There we go. Okay. So now that we've got this, we can either apply an array, type in array, rectangular. So we want only one row instead of 3. We want 5 columns, and the space in between should be 50 mil, exactly 50 mil. We want 7 columns. There we go, that's correct. We're going to Okay, so now we're going to use the tcount command. I'm going to select my objects. I'm going to use my blue selection tool. It's not letting me select them, most likely because my tools are still part of an array, so I have to explode them first. I'm going to use explode. So now they are all individual. Now I can use my blue selection tool, select them all, type in tcount, press enter, sort selected objects by X, specify starting number 1 and increment also 1, and now make sure that you click on overwrite, and as you can see, it updated the numbers for you. So now I'm going to select them, use the copy command, copy them from here, paste them right here. So I've saved a lot of time by doing that. Now I'm going to copy this, so Ctrl C. Sorry, that's copy to clipboard. I'm going to just apply the copy command, CO. I'm going to select this point and then paste it in this one. There. My last one is probably like the top one, smaller dimension. Yes, 38.5. So I'm going to copy that one. I'm just making sure that they stay in the center. Okay. So unfortunately there is no command such as tcount that works on letters, so we have to individually overwrite them. So A, B, C, and F. So now, as we did earlier, blue selection tool, select them. Now we can copy them from here, paste them right here. So there we go. We've got our template almost ready. Now we just need to generate a title block. So according to PS8888, this should be 180, something between 170 and 180 by 30. So I'm going to type in minus 180, comma 30. That's it. So that's where our title block will go. I'm going to type in line, specify first point, shift right click, temporary we can use from this point. So it's going to be 30 up to shift right click perpendicular here. So that's 30. Now I'm going to use the offset command. I'm going to offset this line by 15 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Hit escape, apply offset again. Now the next one is going to be 35. Hit escape, press enter again, and the next one is going to be 40. That should be 30 as well, probably. Yes. So now I'm going to draw a line. I'm going to hold shift, right click from here. So it's going to be 30. It's not working for some reason, so I'm going to use line, shift, right click, temporary track point. That's going to be 30. So sorry, I meant 10, not 30. Temporary track point, there, 10. Shift right click, perpendicular, there. Now offset. So I'm going to offset it by 10. There we go. Now I'm going to draw a line all across from this midpoint all the way here. And I'm going to draw another line. This time I will use shift right click, meet between 2 points, select this point and this point. Shift right click, perpendicular, there we go. So we have our title block almost ready. So the next thing that I'm going to do, I'm going to add all the text fields for our title block. So I'm going to use multiline text and draw a box from here to here. Now I'm going to type technical reference. I'm going to highlight it, make it 1 mil, and click away. So as you can see, it's too close to the corner. So Autocad doesn't understand the size of the field. So if you apply a single left click on this point, now I'm going to drag it towards the side until you can read what you can see on my screen, ortho 1.7. So I'm going to type in 1, enter, so it's offset by 1. I'm going to drag it down and type in 1. So it's offset 1 by 1. Now I'm going to create another text box, multiline. Again, same corner to corner. I'm going to type in name in capitals, highlight it, and my justification is going to be middle left, and click away. And I will do the same thing, click on it, I'll set it 1 mil. So now to save a bit of time, I can just copy this field, use a copy command, copy them from this corner and paste it here, here, and I'm going to paste it almost on every field. So I'm going to double click on these fields to edit them. I will say created by, click away. This one is going to be approved by. This one is going to be document type. This one is going to be document name. I can type in here type, title, now this is going to be size, so I can call this field A3. This one is going to be revision. This is going to be A. This is going to be scale. Oops, sorry. Well, I'll write the scale directly first. 1:1, for instance. You can edit it after. Scale. This is going to be date of issue. Here in this field, I'll write Y. Click away. Just realize of something. This field here shouldn't be here. I'm going to trim this line. Trim by I'll highlight this line, type in trim. Now, that's it, that's correct. It's going to be language, Xray. Language. Yeah. This is going to be shared. It's going to be to place our symbol. I completely forgot to save it as a block, but do I still have it? So I'll type in line, specify, I'll make it 1 mil. You saved it from the previous video, then use that block. So I'm going to offset FA1. So it's going to be an angle of 165. Look, I'm going to use mirror. Line, center. I don't the earth mode again, so I can mirror my line. Erase objects now. Frame, TR, right click. I'm going to draw a circle. Here, another one. Here. I'm going to move all of these. Okay. 1, 2, 5. Center mark. And now I can just scale this up. Base one. Now I will move this to the center. So I will use my big point, shift right click, click between 2 points. So the place it between this big point. Place it there. Just completely forgot to join these lines. So use join first. Move. Right click between 2 points. Point between the move. Should be 7.5 now. Still was 15. And now for some reason this is a little bit too big. One in here. Maybe it's the line type scale. I'll quickly check that. LTS. Select 0.1. Shorten that as well. That's will stick out so much. There we go. So in tool. So it's a little bit too oversized. Maybe one looks better. One. So we've got our third angle projection symbol. And now here we'll write part number. So ABC 3, 5. So this is our template almost ready. So the next thing we need to do, we need to transfer this to our Paperspace. I'm going to highlight all of it. Use Ctrl-Shift-C, or alternatively, right-click, clipboard, copy with place point, Ctrl-Shift-C. And that's going to be my base point. Okay, I'm going to click here on layout. So this is what we call our Paperspace. So I'm going to set up my Paperspace first. Ignore this message. I would normally click on do not show me this again and go on continue to plot single sheet. Okay, now make sure that when you plot that you're on DWG to PDF, and now on paper size, search for ISO full bleed A3 420 by 297. You have to make sure that you're on DWG to PDF in order to be able to select this paper size. And now click on Apply to Layout and close it, because if you click on OK, it will ask you where you want to save this DWG PDF. So now you should have exactly this. So if I go Ctrl V and I paste my template, it's really hard to paste it exact. I'm going to zoom in as much as I can. Okay, Autocad doesn't let me zoom in any further, and I'm going to try to place my point as accurate as I can in that corner. It's accurate enough. Now when I zoom out, my template is where it should be. So I can select that rectangle and completely delete it. Now when I go on plot single sheet, I can go on preview and see what's being printed. So that's what's, as you can see, it is now printing what should be shown. So the next thing I'm going to do, didn't tell you what this square was for. So that's what you normally use to write the name of your company or the logo of it. So I'm going to go on Google and search city, college, Plymouth. Select my logo, save images, save it, pictures. So now I'll go to my pictures. I'll open it with Paint. It's not Paint really, it's Paint. The reason why I do this So I'm going to type Control A and Control C, so I copy it. The reason why I do this is you can actually import the logo into Autocad. However, the issue is that Autocad tends to use the photo as a reference. So whenever you import the template into a new computer, you don't have the image saved to that computer. It won't load the image. So that's why I'm doing it this way. So now the image becomes an actual part of the template rather than a reference. So Control V, and now I'm going to place it here. I'm going to click on OK. And now I'll try to scale it down to there. Now, so it's not letting me scale it all the way there. So what I'm going to do is measure the dimension. I'll try with this point and see what happens. No, not working. So I'll take a dimension. 3096. So for my calculator. 30 divided by 30.96. That's 0. I'll copy this number. Now I'll select my object. Use Control 1 or right click on properties. That opens up the properties. Let me see if it lets me edit the height and width. Oh yeah, it lets me do it directly. I've just realized that here it says lock aspect. Yes, so should unlock the aspect. So now we should be able to set it up as 30 by 30. There we go. As I move my point. What I have noticed is that in this version of Autocad, you can actually go on properties and scale, change the width and height. Previously, you were only allowed to scale in the X, Y, and Z direction. That seems like they've changed it. Okay, so our template is now almost ready. So we've got our title block, our margins, fields, all according to BS8888. So the next thing we'll do is create a viewport. So I'm going to type in viewport, viewports, enter. So you can select 2 vertical or 2 horizontal, 3, whatever you wish, or create a single one and then copy and paste it, extend it. There are unlimited options. So I'm going to just go for single, click on OK. I'm going to click on this corner and bring it all the way down to this corner. And now, oh, what is that? So there is a viewport, there is a title block inside our viewport. So what a viewport is, it's a window to model space. So if I double click in here, now I'm zooming in and out of the sheet. So if I double click, now I can zoom in and out of my window to model space. So I can turn off the grid, I can see that, I can select things. So we don't really want it in model space anymore. So I can just highlight, delete, and now this is how we're navigating on model space. So I'll double click outside. Just be careful, because now I've exited. An error that people tend to do is they tend to zoom in, then they double click. So right now I'm inside my viewport, but obviously I can't zoom out the shade to double click outside in order to exit the viewport. So if you get trapped, type in PS, which is shortcut for Paperspace, and then it will let you out. So if I now go on model space, whatever I draw here, so if I draw a few circles, I go on my layout, and they are here. So I can double click, pan around, zoom in, zoom out. Something to bear in mind is your scale. So as I zoom in and out, if you look at the screen right here, right now that's telling you my current scale. So that's 0.33, 0.2. As you can see, it changes. So what I like to do, I normally use zoom extends. So I either click here or double click on your mouse wheel. So it makes your object as big as possible. And then if you check the scale, that's telling us that the current scale is 0.8. So if we go for a 1:1, this image in particular will be cut off by the margins. So that's telling us that the closest scale would be a 1:2. So now you click on 1:2, and that way you have the certainty that you're using scale, the biggest scale within your possibilities. So, okay, so if I now double click, now I've exited it. You can also lock the viewport, so you cannot go in or out. Many things you can do. So normally you use model space only specifically for drawing in 1:1, and then with your Paperspace viewport you scale things down in your view. So that's the thing, this way allows you to scale things down in your paper drawing, but in your actual model drawing, dimensions would stay in a 1:1 size. So it is very helpful. So the next step, I'll be showing you how to save this as a template. So if I now go on save as, I'll probably go on model space, because otherwise if I save it like this every time I open a new drawing, it will open up on Paperspace and I want it to open on model space. So if I now go on save as, files of type, if I swap it to DWT, now Autocad directly takes me to the folder where all the templates are being saved. So if I type in A3 PS 8888, go on save, description, just ignore it. Now I have the certainty that this is correct. I'll close my drawing. So now when I go on new, Autocad is asking me what template I want to use out of the templates provided here. So I'll select it, click on open, and now when I go on Paperspace, my template is already here. So all set up and correct. So every time you open a new drawing now, by clicking here, you will be opening your template. So I highly recommend to save 2 copies, one on your computer or laptop at home, and another copy on your memory stick in case you're going to work on other computers, so you can save it again in any computer you work on. So this will be it for this tutorial. We will have a little recap on what we've been through. So we've used all the commands previously shown, such as line, circle, trim, mirror. We've also learned new commands: rectangle, text, array, t-count, extreme. We've learned how to generate a template, how to actually use Paperspace, generate viewports, and use the scales. So well done if you've made it this far, and thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.